On this episode of Absolutely, I'm getting a colonic. Also, we have flower essences, floral acupuncture, crystal therapy. What is this all about? We're going to talk about that. But first, is Magneto real? Stay with us.
It's time to live my bliss. I wanna walk in the open. Gotta live like
I'm so glad y'all could be here. This is amazing. It's the season finale. Woo! 11 shows in, 11 shows. We've had amazing, incredible 11 shows up until now. I'm so grateful y'all could be here. Thank you so much for coming. It's going to be an incredible show. I have so much to talk about in the Neat News section, so I just want to get started with this. There's so much good information. Oh my gosh, y'all are amazing. Oh, I can just feel the energy. This is incredible. So let's get started. Did you know it's someone's birthday today? Actually, there's two people's birthday today. I have Magdalena brought her friend whose birthday it is today. So happy birthday to you. You have the exact same birthday as Neptune. Today represents September 24th, 1846. It has been 1 year on Neptune since we discovered Neptune. It takes that long for the rotation of Neptune to complete one time. So it's also Neptune's birthday. So congratulations, yes. It's turning 1 since the discovery of that today. Oh, isn't that sweet? I know, right? A lot of these things are things we talked about in previous episodes, so now we're getting a chance to get caught up on these things. Will and Kate, you know, wait. I guess that doesn't work right. You know, Will and Kate, wait, you get it? Yeah, okay. I have a picture, there they are. I have a picture of them right here. This is them wearing cowboy hats, you know, Texas. Oh, it's so cute. There are 10 things that Kate can't do once she got married to Will, and I was so fascinated by this stuff. For example, such things as voting or running for political office, you know, those kind of things you could guess. But now she can't be referred to as Kate anymore. She has to be Catherine or Her Royal Highness. She can't play Monopoly. I know, because it gets too vicious. That's my experience. I'm done. Just flipping the board. She can't eat shellfish. No more shellfish. I know. Because of food poisoning, of course. We're all trying to get her. That's what it is. And the last thing she can't do is finish her dinner. Because when the queen finishes, you're finished. So when I put down my fork, you're done too. That's not why I have this. We'll talk about that in a minute. I got this great article. I have a news producer, my beautiful Kim Tank, who helps me out with these wonderful news items. And she passed on to me a story that it was just a story that's like any other 16-pound baby, which is huge. 16-pound baby was born. It was a C-section. The Guinness World Records is actually 23 pounds. This was in 1879. 23 pounds, 12 ounces for a baby. Oh. But this is just recently, this happened last week, Baby Jamichael, as it was called. And what really got me, though, was first the opening. Everything really is bigger in Texas. It's true. It's true. Yes. And I'm wearing my shorts because it's summer, you know, because it's time. It's hot. And the amazing thing was the baby was born at Good Shepherd Hospital in Longview. That's where I was born. I couldn't believe it. That's my hospital. This is actually really motivating. In Saudi Arabia, there's 5 Saudi women who have been taken into custody. Why? Because they were driving. In that kingdom, because it is a kingdom, it is still a monarchy, women are not allowed to drive. And they're now taking their opportunities to, you know what, we're going to take a protest, we're going to get in the car and drive and see what happens. And they're taking these chances, and they're actually doing very well with this. There's a lot of people, I think it's about 20 women that have done it. And there's no written law about this either. It's a fatwa, a religious edict, is the reason that people can't drive, which just blows my mind. So I support these women. There's a group called Saudi Women for Driving, and I would like to join it. especially if there's a Facebook group. Maria is the oldest living woman. This is a recent discovery. We talked about this in a previous episode as well. Her birth certificate says she was born September 3rd, 1890. And she is still alive today. Did we get a picture? No, we can't find it? Okay. Well, it's there. I have a picture right here. Here's a picture of her right here. She actually looks a lot younger. She looks great for 120, doesn't she? Doesn't she? I really didn't think it was true. I was like, there's no way that she could be 120. And the ironic thing is, earlier this week, Brazilian woman Maria Gomez Valentim had passed away, and she was 114. And at the time, Guinness World Records thought she was the oldest living person. So she took that record to the grave, literally. Speaking of Brazil, Brazil is just full of all these interesting topics. Paulo David Amorim is now dubbed Magnet Boy because he can attach to himself knives, forks, spoons, scissors, even large saucepans. And they have a video on YouTube. You can look this up. Look up Magnet Boy online, and they show him putting on all of these things that just attach to him, like spoons and stuff like that. Okay, but it sticks. It just sits there. It just you have it on there, and it like he would just have all these like silverware, and he would take that off and put it on a pot. So Magneto is real. Mutants are coming. I'm a mutant too. In February, there was a similar case about a Serbian boy who had the same kind of attraction, but he also had china plates and bowls and even a television remote control that could stick to him. And so I'm like, what is going on with this? I really want to believe, I really want to believe, I really want to believe. I hope it's true. I love mutants. I'm so impressed. So then the first picture that we were looking at, we want to see if we can go back to the house. This is the world's narrowest house that is going to be built, 60 inches wide. Just to give some perspective, I brought my measuring tape of 60 inches long. This is how wide the house is, the whole way up. 4 stories. You walk into a staircase. There's no other room for a staircase in the place. They have to have a ladder on the side. And then you can go up to the first level where there's going to be built like a kitchen area and the bathroom, and then your lounge area, and you sleep on the top. 60 inches, if you can imagine that. I think it's incredible. The idea is that they're going to use it for artists. There is a place that's actually skinnier. It's called The Wedge, and it's in the UK, and it's actually only 47 inches, which is this wide. I don't know about you, but I would go crazy, completely crazy. But if anybody wants to live there, it's only like 27,000 pounds to purchase or something. Oh, actually, I have the article right in front of me, so I don't have to make up things anymore, do I? And there's actually another picture. I don't know if it's right next to it. There's one of the alleyway where it's going to be held. The place that you could buy, of course, I can't find it. It's really cheap. Oh, here we go. It was sold as a holiday home in 2000. This is the Wedge, the one that's 47 inches, as a holiday home for 27,000 pounds. If you have 27,000 pounds, come on. I'll take that. I'll let you stay in my nice Times Square apartment that's 400 square feet and probably 4 of these long. Well, how can I complain whenever I live in the same thing? The 15th anniversary of Dolly, the amazing cloned sheep. It's been 15 years since that happened, which makes me feel so old. I'm like, oh my God, cloning, it's so new. And it's been 15 years since that happened. What really got me, though, was an article I found about the Cattle Network that had written about it. Obviously, they're pro-cloning for the sake of food. The FDA researched it, and they're like, yeah, we have no issues with the way these animals are produced. They're just like any other animal, so there's no special labeling. So we all could have eaten cloned food already, and we would never know. I know, right? You ate cloned food. It's possible. It's possible. They did a study at Kansas State University, as well as 2 universities, one in Ireland and one in France. The most shocking result of that was how the students surprised. The article wasn't surprised, though. Not surprisingly, European students were more concerned about cloning from an ethical or moral perspective, while American students cited food safety concerns. Of course, of course. Well, that is neat news. We're going to stick with us. We'll be right back. Be sure to check us out online at absoluteLEIGH TV is our Twitter, absoluteLEIGHTV.com is our website, and please send us your news. We would love to have your news contributed to us. We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. Definitely.
Welcome to the very first episode of Along with Claire. Over the course of this show, I'm going to be interviewing and showcasing artists who work in all kinds of different mediums. From rock music to sculpture, from dance to film, I'm looking to explore everything. And keep watching eGarage TV. Good night.
The World Health Organization estimates that between 65 to 80% of the world's population, which is about 3 billion people, rely on this as their primary form of health care. Americans make more visits to these care providers, so 600 million a year, than to medical doctors, and spend more money out of pocket to do so, about 30 billion a year, according to recent studies. Of these, 1 out of 3 Americans who have used these techniques, 84% said they would use it again. According to CNN, 1/2 of all medical schools now offer courses in this kind of care. What is it that I'm asking about? Holistic health care. Included in this healthcare branch, in case you're trying to understand, like, what are we talking about here? We have acupuncture, aromatherapy, Ayurvedic medicine, chiropractic, which is using the chiropractors, essential oils, herbology, herbal remedies, homeopathy, hypnosis, massage, meditation, naturopathy, reflexology, traditional Chinese medicine, and there's more. That's just to name a few. On today's shows, we're going to explore alternatives within alternative healing. Sure, acupuncture and chiropractic services are some of the more popular and mainstream of all of the alternatives. But what about some of the other less well-known ones and less indulged that promote physical, emotional, mental health? As you'll see, there are many ways to reverse and even eliminate common diseases and distressing emotional states. I can speak for this. Let's step inside a wonderful little space in the heart of Manhattan, right across the street from the Empire State Building. Here we are at Light. We're here on 5th Avenue and 34th Street, right across the street from the Empire State Building. I am about to get a colonic! Oh my goodness. I have no idea what I'm in for, but I'm very excited to find out. So come inside with me. We're inside Light now, and it smells amazing. I wish you could smell it with us right now, but I'm with 2 of the most favorite people here. Tell me who you are, what do you do?
I'm Cindy Suarez. I'm one of the co-founders.
And I'm Joyce Rockwood. I'm also one of the co-founders.
The 2 co-founders. We have the head honchos here. We're going to go to the back, and we're actually going to talk and answer some questions. So why don't we go ahead and do that?
Sure.
Let's walk back. Well, we're here, and we're about to find out more about what's about to happen to me. But please, let's start off gently, and let's just talk about what is a colonic.
Simply said, a colonic is irrigation of the colon. So it's flushing waste and gas pressure out with water. So your colon gets a bath.
I like that. I like the notion of a colon getting a bath. It makes me feel more comfortable about it. It makes me feel like this is, a bath. I take a bath every day. So what's the harm? No harm, no foul. Let's do this. I understand as well the terminology I was reading when I was learning about this was colon hydrotherapy. And is that the same as what a colonic is, or is that a specific method?
It's the same. It's absolutely the same. It's just a longer explanation of the treatment. Colon hydro water therapy treatment. So same thing. Colonic is just a shorter word.
Do what you love in order to transform other people's lives. And as a result, they came up with this amazing location and business called Light. I was saying LYT. My producer quickly corrected me and said, no, LYT stands for light, but also it stands for love your transformation. And I love that.
After brainstorming for months, probably about 3 months, we sat down in a 30-minute period and we came up with the concept of the word light, which we always loved because this work sheds light. It makes you feel lighter. That word encompasses many things about the treatments that we offer here.
So in 2 seconds, love your transformation. And we thought, that's it. Wow. Is it really that simple?
Tell me about what the benefits are to getting a colonic.
Everything. Literally everything. I think that we make the mistake of thinking that, what goes on in my colon has nothing to do with what I'm feeling in my ear, or this little infection in my eye, or acne, or aches and pains in my body. So when we cleanse the colon, we send a message to the entire system, and there's a lot going on. So we send a message to the entire system and to the cells that say, hey guys, we're cleaning house. So everything starts squeezing out toxins. So people's skin start glowing, and all kinds of things happen. They just start feeling better. So the benefits are stronger immune system, glow, health, mental clarity, healthier skin, just overall cleaner, lighter system.
This is an incredible set of benefits to hear from the notion of just taking a bath. That's huge.
When you do that to an organ that's holding a lifetime of waste, and it sends literally like a satellite beam, like a signal to the rest of the internal organs, that they can now drop their poisons too. So you've kind of created not only an alleviation for the colon, but the liver, the kidneys, everything, all the cells in your body, like Cindy is saying. It allows those poisons, which are now kind of burdening the other organs, to drop. And the colon can now accept more to get rid of more.
I know you have a whole food combining policy or standards.
Principles. Yeah.
Tell me about it. Like, where does that come from? What's the idea? And actually, let's talk about what it is to begin with. Like, what kind of rules there are.
Well, the true diet of man, if you want to get real radical, is what was known as mono diet. Back in the day when man was running on the sandy beaches, they typically just had one thing. And it was like a mango or two or three or some bananas. We work with the concepts of food combining in relationship to the way the human body functions and digests. And so what we're doing with clients before they come in is giving them as much help and as much support with, even if it's just tweaking their diet a small percentage, by maybe they're adding more salads before their cooked food. What we're doing is we're giving the body these sort of scrubbing bubbles for the bath, because our cleaner food is our scrubbing bubbles. Our more acidic, unhealthy food is the stuff that kind of grips on and labors in the system and makes the organs get tired and work overtime. So food combining is literally helping people understand what foods work well together and the order in which to eat them.
Well, I see no reason why we shouldn't go look at the room and see exactly what we're about to do. So would you mind? We want to take a look at the room?
Yeah, we're ready.
Let's do it. This is the room. We are inside the room where the treatment's actually going to be done. Oh my goodness. Will you give me a little, thank you, exactly. Will you give a little tour first?
That's scary.
Good. I mean, there's all these thoughts you have about like, oh, what is this going to be like? This room actually feels very, very comfortable. You did a great job.
Thank you.
Designing with this. So what are we looking at? What are all these contraptions?
Well, okay, so this is our water filtration system, and this filters for the entire space. And when you're putting water into the body, it'd be nice to have some of the pollution taken out of it.
Thank you.
Right, you're welcome. And then over here, we have the setup for the colonic, the actual colonic. So this is a 5-gallon tank. This is called a gravity-based system. So there's no machinery involved. It works very gently and efficiently with the body, and it really requires the therapist to be active, very active, and you'll understand what I mean as I get into other details. But this is a 5-gallon tank.
All 5 gallons going in and out of one person?
Yes, we go through several tanks because you're not just filling with water. The water acts as a vehicle to escort waste and gas out of the body. So we really focus on outflow.
Do we have the magical tool that
Yes.
we're doing this
Speculum.
with? Oh!
It's all here to help the functionality. So this little arm here is for the water. So what I'll do is connect the water tubing right here to the tip so that the water can come down into the body, right? The front tip is the part that's inserted into the body, and that's it. Everything else stays outside. So once I've inserted the front tip of the speculum, I remove this middle piece called the obturator, right? And attach the elimination tubing right here. So once all of that is set up, we start flowing. I unclip the water, and there you go.
Are you going to be my therapist? Are you the person? Oh, good. Okay, good. I have someone I can trust right here. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I say let's get to it. Let's do it.
Okay, great.
All right, you guys, this is the moment of truth. I'm about to get a colonic. Ooh, wish me luck. Ah. Right, here I am. I did it! I survived! And I actually feel really great. I heard so many different things about how this is gonna feel. I feel good. I feel good right now. Let's go talk. Oh, I'm just so relaxed. I mean, why ask questions when it just feels so good to sit here? I haven't taken any drugs. All I've done is gotten a colonic, and I feel great. Probably gonna regret how relaxed I feel right now. So tell me, what now? Now that I've done this, what's next for me? How should I maintain?
So right after a colonic, we want to rehydrate, because even though a lot of water has gone in, there's been some leaving as well in order to facilitate the treatment. So we always suggest people drink some water right after session, and the next best thing is a fresh pressed veggie juice. And we offer them here on site for our clients. We have Organic Avenues juices right here, so people have the immediate opportunity to get nutrients and minerals right into their system and feel, in case you're feeling a little woozy, some people feel a little woozy after a session because a lot of gas pressure coming out means more oxygen flow in.
They took really good care of me too, don't you worry. I am so feeling good and feeling light and feeling refreshed, and all about that fresh veggie juice. So you gotta check it out, Organic Avenues. Organic Avenues, the name of it. All of this information can be found on their website at www.lytnyc.com. And I know there's more than just colonics that you offer. What else is it that you offer here?
We offer massage, we offer energy work, we have an acupuncture division, which encompasses even craniosacral therapy. So on the site, people can read about the details of that. And the nutritional consultation work we do with individuals is inclusive to the colon hydrotherapy sessions.
That's amazing. I am so impressed with all that you offer. You're such a full, holistic wellness place. I really appreciate your time. I really appreciate you allowing us to come in here. So thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Oh my gosh, that was amazing. That was such a good experience for me. I really enjoyed myself at Light. I'm so grateful they were welcoming us into their studio. I highly recommend you try this out. They even were so willing to offer steps for anyone in your journey, even if you're not at a place of, I'm always doing everything holistic, I'm eating vegan, and I am doing the perfect lifestyle I can be. It's okay if you are where you are and you come into them as you are. For example, one of the things that they suggested with food combining is have a salad before you eat any of your meals because it acts as scrubby bubbles. And so that way it gently guides all the rest of the food down your colon. And I love that. I've already taken that into practice. So please try it out, give yourself an opportunity to give yourself a colonic, and you will feel refreshed. I'm sure you noticed that I was. All right, stay with us. We'll be right back after these messages.
Hello, and welcome to the first installment of Breaking Through, a show about people, events, and ideas that pull us forward into a balanced and hopefully a better world. I'm your host, W.J. O'Reilly. Breaking Through aspires to taking us closer to discovering ways of transforming ourselves and the world without harming others or the planet. We leave you, we ask, what will you do to break through? For myself, W.J. O'Reilly, see you next time.
Hello, we're here in Brooklyn, right across from beautiful Prospect Park. It's a beautiful day outside, so it also is extremely hot getting here. Oh, I'm still airing out, but thank goodness we're in a beautiful air-conditioned apartment. So thank you, Bobby, for hosting us and letting us be here today. Bobby is the master of so many things, including massage therapy, quantum touch therapy, flower essences, floral acupuncture, the last two, which we're going to be talking about most, and also crystal, of course, which we'll see later in studio, which is nice. So first, let's talk about what are we going to be doing today?
Today what we're going to do is I'm going to rebalance your energy through your aura, and specifically also through your chakras. And I'm going to use some crystals, some very powerful crystals that are going to do that. And I'm also going to use some flower essences. And these flower essences are going to sort of kick out any negative vibration and bring your vibration up higher so that you can feel your best.
So let's talk about floral essences. What what is a floral essence? This is new. It was new for me when I heard about this, when my producer introduced this to me. What are floral essences about?
Typically, when people hear about flower essences, they think of aromatherapy, and actually they're in a very different category. Flower essences have no aroma and they have no taste. So then people ask, how do they work? Well, they're in a subcategory of homeopathic medicine, and homeopathy is an energetic medicine, a vibration, and what they do is they work by displacing a negative emotion and by just automatically, naturally replacing it with a higher vibration. As an example, if someone suffers from anger, depression, anxiety, these little emotions that bother people day in, day out can be easily remedied by a flower essence.
So you mentioned vibrations. Let's talk about what does that mean when we hear the word vibrations?
Vibration, in essence, is an energy. It's like electricity. It's like when you walk into a room and you feel, without knowing someone, you have that sort of, that feeling of like, wow, I really like this person, even though you don't know their background, where they're from, anything about them. That's what that is. It's an energy. It's a feeling that you have.
Well, let's go check out what the flower essences look like in all the different bottles.
Okay.
So here we are looking at all these different flower essences. There's so many. I'm surprised. In my mind, I'm thinking, oh, there's a sunflower and a rose and a tulip. Like I'm not like a flower expert, and I'm seeing so many more than what I expected. I mean, how many different varieties could there possibly be? An infinite amount? I mean,
there's so many. I mean, every continent, every country has their own set of flowers with their own set of issues that they treat. Today we're going to talk about just a couple really hard hitters that I think affect people mostly. Cherry plum is very useful for people who are very tightly tense inside emotionally, and may also express itself physically by being very tense. Another side effect of being very tense emotionally and physically is a person can find themselves at a point in their life where they may be suicidal. Cherry plum is perfect for that because it immediately releases that very tight tension so that a person does not feel suicidal, and then you can get them in the proper hands for help. Another one, I think in New York City, I mean, a lot of people suffer from exhaustion, and we're tired all the time because we're going nonstop. Olive is the premier flower essence to use because it treats exhaustion. Now, typically, if a person is physically exhaustion, because of the mind and body are the same, in my opinion, and the opinion of many energy medicine workers, the exhaustion goes to the mind too, and so we may be emotionally exhausted.
Now let's talk about floral acupuncture. When I heard acupuncture, I was thinking, okay, great, needles, 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 and then we'll put flowers on top of me in addition to that. But I hear it's nothing like that. Any needles involved with?
You know, with floral acupuncture, a lot of people can be a little nervous because they hear the needle component. Well, we're not going to be using needles. We're going to be using, in place of needles, flower essences. And the great thing about this component here is that we're combining traditional Chinese medicine with flower essences. So we're taking a flower essence that has been prescribed for whatever your needs are, and we're taking that specific flower essences and we're putting it on an acupuncture point.
Wow, I'm stunned by what all the things I've been learning through this. This is incredible. And the powers of flowers. I now have a whole different viewpoint on flowers. This is incredible. Well, I would say let's do it. Let's go and get on board and see how this goes.
Okay. All right, so this is cherry plum. I'm going to put this on the back of your neck. If you just lift your head up. There we go. And drop your head. Now this is holly, and we're going to put this right on your heart area right here. This is not your literal physical heart area, it's just the acupuncture meridian of the heart.
Oh, interesting.
And this one is called vine. We're going to stick this right in the side of your nose. Just one drop. Okay.
So we were talking about kids and the elderly whenever they're using flower essences, that this is a very safe treatment for them. I also have heard animals, which is striking to me. Do you work on animals?
Yeah, I do. And believe it or not, animals are a great thing to work on, and the reason why is because animals can't speak. They can't say, I feel like this, I feel like that, like humans can, but they can emote an emotion, and people can, especially their owners, can figure out, wow, my animal is depressed, my animal is much more agitated. So animals are a very good way to prove that flower essences work once and for all. And case in point, my sister had a dog, and she was a pit bull. Her name was Malibu. Beautiful dog, but just has a lot of high energy and a bit more anxiety that she could use. So much so that when the little kids would come over, she would knock the little kids over and kind of frighten them. So what I did is I put together a bottle of flower essences for her, and she just sprayed it once, and literally she told me, she says, instantly she calmed right down.
Huh.
I couldn't believe it.
That's,
I knew
yeah,
it was gonna
right.
I knew it was going to happen, but I didn't think it was going to work that fast. So over a period of time, she used it more and more, and it just relaxed her so much to a point where she's herself again.
I believe in life there are no coincidences, and so this day when I did this off-site, right before I got a stressful email that was really putting me in a place of probably one of the highest anxiety energy places, right before I go and do this. So I can attest to someone who is in an emotionally distressed place that this really gave me a huge benefit. I started to get relaxed, I started having a heightening of emotions, which Bobby was able to explain to me. This often happens as well when we're going into that energy level. You might experience some levels of energy that bring it back up, and then overall, I felt at a place of peace and flow. And I can't explain it. I can't say this is something that I just tapped into or something I remembered. I would say that that was a transitional moment for me from that experience. So I highly recommend this as well. Very, very enticing and beautiful to have done this. In our next segment, Bobby Aduna will be back with us in our studio to give us another natural and safe alternative treatment. So stay with us.
We are Improv Nation.
I will not prepare to die. I'm prepared to live this day.
I am Lady Gaga's newest avant-garde music video.
I'm giving a thumbs up to a bunch of slutty cheerleaders. I haven't seen anything like this since that cute little Filipino boy last night. I'm pushing down my jock strap. Try that out for size.
I can't. World's worst thing a construction worker would say.
Dude, did you catch last night's episode of Gossip Girl?
How many miles away is the sun? Here to Canada.
I'm masturbating first.
Ah, see, ooh, sexy. You're sick, you're sick.
Give me a high five!
Oh my God.
Yeah!
And that's
Wow, look at my situation. What is going on? I'm here with Bobby Aduna, and I am surrounded by crystals. What is going on right now? What is this?
Well,
process?
here's what I'm going to do is I really need to just raise your vibration up, and I put the crystals all around you. And I put them on joints of your body, because the joints have a tendency to pool electricity. We want that to flow. So around your joints, you might feel a buzz, a tingle, a warming sensation in the area where the crystals are or above your body. All that is normal, but the whole idea is just to balance this electricity out so that you feel much more at ease and calm.
When you talk about electricity, what kind of electricity are we talking about here?
The Chinese refer to it as qi, the Indians call it prana. But it's similar to the electricity that runs the lights and runs the TVs, except it's a different amplitude. It's either higher or much lower.
Now, why these crystals? What about the crystals that are around me make these spectacular, or are these one of many?
That's a good question. I use clear crystals because crystals in general have a tendency to move electricity. They are believed by many people to have an awareness, a consciousness. And so we're able to use that consciousness for your higher good and to allow the energy of the universe or the electricity around you to go into you to make you much better inside and to balance things out. But crystals in general are able to do that. And these ones in particular are very, very powerful.
What are the names of these crystals when you say clear crystals?
Right, these are quartz crystals, they're clear. And these are from Mount Ida in Mount Ida.
Using
Arkansas.
Wikipedia and Google, we'll
Yeah,
be able
right.
to find that. So just look it up.
Arkansas.
Absolutely. No, Arkansas?
Yeah,
Okay, there we
Arkansas.
go. It's Arkansas. So go to Arkansas and ship it out. Is this something that people can do at home or on themselves?
Absolutely, you can do that. I mean, I do this to myself at least every other week, and the reason why is because I work with a lot of people and a lot of different energies come into my place and within me, and so this will just completely balance it out and relax you and get you to a point and place where you want to be when you're interacting with people.
I can just say, just as a side note, I am feeling vibrations, which I love. I'm a big person into meditation and feeling as much energy as possible. Like I said, I like mutants. I want to become one. So I know, but this is truly, I'm really feeling some kind of energy with me. How long do you suggest doing something like this?
15 to 20 minutes, once a week, twice a week, it depends on what's going on. But a lot of people who are very, very sensitive will notice even more changes inside. Typically people who are very emotional people, they have a tendency to feel other people's emotions. They're empathic. Those sorts of people will notice even greater changes just because they're much more in tune with that. But if you're not, you will notice subtle things first.
Yeah, I'm all about that. I'm feeling subtle changes. That's what I would definitely note. How many people come to you for crystal therapy? What I should say is, what kinds of people come to you for crystal therapy?
Typically, people who come to me are people who are familiar with the non-traditional, the more esoteric, or the people who like to be more in touch with Mother Earth or with their surroundings, those sort of people. But I also get people who just want to make themselves better on the inside. And by that way, it's not just by making themselves better on the inside, but they notice that their community becomes better and say they want to make the world better. Gandhi said, you want to be the change that you want to see in the world. And so those types of people who want to make themselves better are the people that come to me.
Oh, I'm loving this. I'm just reacting again to last time I was with you, I felt it. I'm feeling it again. I'm just wanting to float off of this table. I feel the peace and the calmness that comes with it. Thank you for being so willing to share such a beautiful therapy with me as well.
You're very welcome.
We're going to take a break and we'll be right back. So stay with us.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for being here for the first inaugural episode of a brand new show called Still Standing with Ray Wagner.
My mom actually has the recipe for diabetes. That's how deadly our food is.
It's like, you know what? I don't think I have an eating problem. Well, your car is filled with White Castle wrappers and stuff. Really?
I feel like a lesbian from the 80s comic in this jacket right now.
Honestly, I'm just hoping not to die alone so my cat doesn't eat my remains.
You can't marry a deaf girl, though, man. I don't want blood on my hands. The TV gets so bad, actually, in the future. At one point, we just hand over a camcorder to a bunch of Guidos and watch them get hepatitis for 12 episodes.
I want to thank everyone for being here. That's another episode of Still Standing for Ray Wagner. I'm Ray Wagner. Thank you guys so much. See you next time.
You, Ray.
Flag,
We're back now. We have some audience questions. I have a mic right here. I don't have to hold this mic up. We have audience questions. So our first question, you have a question? Please give us your name and tell us where you're from.
Hi, I'm Aruj. I live in New York City, but I'm from Texas.
Yeah!
Woo! Look 'em horns.
Yeah, that's right.
My question's actually really simple, and it's for both sets of practices. How often do you recommend getting a colonoscopy and also getting a crystal and excuse me, did I pronounce it wrong? Colonic, excuse me, not colonoscopy. I made that up, right? It's a pretty good term, right? I think, yeah, maybe. So how often do you recommend it, and how often do you recommend the flower essence treatment versus the crystal treatment, and does one work better than the other for something in specifically?
So just to clarify, a colonoscopy is actually more of a diagnostic exam where there are cameras going into the colon to view the landscape.
Yes, you're totally right.
Just for those who might not know, colon hydrotherapy is actually a therapeutic treatment whereby waste is eliminated in the session. You have something you want to say?
I was told to stand up.
Oh.
That's all.
So,
please,
So
no,
just
I
to clarify
apologize.
the
Just
difference between the two. One is
Yes.
more of a medical diagnostic exam, and one is a therapeutic holistic treatment. Colonoscopy being the former, colonic hydrotherapy being the latter.
thank you.
And so how often do you recommend a colonic?
That varies from person to person and the state of their health. But I would say very often, once a month could be a nice maintenance plan.
Great.
Yeah.
And how much do they run?
Well, for at Light, it's $105.
Great.
Yeah.
That's so reasonable.
For what you're getting.
No.
I mean, it changes your life too. I can speak to it. It's well worth it. And Bobby?
In terms of the floral acupuncture, we're addressing the emotions of people. And people have had emotions since they were from day one until today. And typically when a person comes to me, they come to me at the end, meaning their emotions are to the point where they cannot handle them. So if I were in someone's shoes where they were in extreme acute circumstances emotionally, I would get it every day until it was gone. And that would take it could take 5 to 6 sessions. But sometimes you have mitigating circumstances like they're on medication, maybe their situation will not allow for it because of money, whatever the case. Now in regards to the crystals I don't usually separate those. I include everything. My background and my training is classically in traditional Chinese medicine and massage therapy. So I have this set, and then I have the crystals, and then we have the flower essences, and then I have the healing that I do. I put all that together. I'm not a believer in the fact of just delineate everything. When a person comes to me, I'm going to address everything as much as I can. So you write a list, and we'll just go down the list. The sessions are $120 for a session. Minimum is an hour. The maximum is 3 to 4 hours. If I have the time, I will give it to you. If you don't have the money, I've never sent anyone away. It's not a policy of mine.
Great. Thank you.
Thank you. What other questions do we have? Who wants to ask? Yes. Come on down.
I have
You
a
want to stand up,
question?
please, and give us your name?
Hi, my name is Brianna. I'm from New Jersey originally, and now New York. But I don't like to tell people that in New York because they laugh at New Jersey. So now that that's
We
out.
love you. We love you.
My question is, as far as the work that you ladies do, is there anything painful about it? Or uncomfortable,
Yeah, there can be some discomfort, and that's related to gas pressure moving out. So you may feel some cramping, and once that gas moves out, you feel deflated.
And how long are those sessions? How does that vary as well, or?
It's within the hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Great. Thanks.
I will say one thing for the discomfort with gravity and the simultaneous flow of water is that typically any discomfort you're feeling is typically well relieved in a short amount of time because of that simultaneous flow. So there's a loosening up of the matter, and then there's the flow and the continuity of that out of your body. And since your nervous system is running right across your midsection, you'll also experience, as Lee mentioned, a sense of relaxation, and even depression can alleviate. So it's a myriad of things that go on in the session related to that.
Great. And I have another question.
Go
too.
for it.
With the floral essence acupuncture, if someone is on medication, do you think that the homeopathic route with it, is that something that you advise against, or that's something that you would combine it with as well?
I would strongly recommend that they do it. If a person is on medications for XYZ issues, those emotions are there for a reason. So we need to figure out why these are here and how fast do you want to get back to being yourself. I would say just do it. Just go ahead and do it. If a person is on medications, you use the flower essences, the floral acupuncture, all the other XYZ issues that I mentioned, you're going to get better. It's just the way natural medicine works. When you make the body and the mind come back together and you clean up the dysfunction, you just feel better. So that's the end result of that, I would say.
Great. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Yeah.
What other questions? Yes. Your name, please.
Hi, my name is Kayla. I live in the Bronx. So I actually have two questions, and I want to ask, what are the health benefits of having colonic and to you as well, Bobby, if you have diabetes, or a different sickness or illness as gastritis. Not only having colonic, what else will you recommend? How often will you recommend it? I know that it depends on the individual. Questions for both of you.
So one thing we want to keep in mind is if it's your first marathon, you want to train. You can't just jump in and run the marathon. It takes time. So we go back to the food combining idea. That's one thing that helps the body become more alkaline. That's going to start reducing some of the symptoms. Where the colonics come in is it helps the tissue heal and rid itself of some of the toxins that are there irritating and causing the problem. So we start addressing the root.
And juicing. Juicing is one of the greatest things you can start doing for yourself in terms of assisting your body and your biorhythms and your organs to function together as a village, right? Nothing is independent. Everything works together. It's like children and parents in a house. No one functions independently. When you start juicing, it's like scrubbing bubbles. So the juices go in and they start to liquefy poisons in the body that are causing the problem and the organs from not functioning at their maximum. And those are some things that begin the process.
And do you offer that in?
We offer juices at our office from Organic Avenue. So
and you can recommend certain things specifically?
Excuse me?
Can you recommend certain things specifically for the individual that's suffering?
Absolutely. We always recommend for the individual. So depending on the issue, and definitely with diet, you'll be working less with white flour and less carbohydrates when you have diabetes.
Okay.
And working a lot more with green juices and small amounts of carrot to sweeten in the beginning until your palate shifts enough and you're comfortable and enjoying the green juices wholly.
Okay, great. And for Bobby?
Sometimes what happens in my line of work is, especially if you're working with the emotions, there's going to be an emotional release. People will cry, people will laugh, sometimes people will get mad and they'll scream. That's all normal. In our society, we're taught to bottle up our emotions, and the only emotions that are sort of pseudo-okay to express are anger, and that's in its extreme state. So what I would be trying to do is to teach your body to express it naturally in a very productive way and to let it go, not to bottle it up. As an example, typically people who have problems with their colons are typically kind of anal retentive people. Not every single person, but this is sort of a thing that carries on.
Wow.
Yeah, and so what we try to do in regards to that is to release the emotion. What are you holding on to? Are you holding on to something bitter that happened to you, that someone did to you? Let it all go. Flower essences are perfect for that because they get to the core issue, and the end result is that a person is much more balanced emotionally. And when you I think that this is a very good combination when you combine the colonic.
Yeah, you read my mind.
Yeah, when you're cleaning that out, and then you're also doing the physical component of the body because emotions are stored in the body. If you touch in your upper abdomen and you just go down a couple inches, you'll feel, this is classic with everyone, you'll feel the very tight spot. This is the spot in your body where emotions are held. This is the third chakra. This third chakra has an armor around it. It's there for a reason, but you know what? It doesn't have to be that way. We can be open, we can interact with people. And so that's essentially what it will do. And there are negative side effects in that you will release emotion, but in my opinion, releasing emotion is good because in the end result, you're going to be better.
I have another question. It just popped up. Have you had a person that it didn't affect them the way you were expecting them to affect it? Like, do you give up? I'm sure you explained earlier that you keep trying until if this doesn't work, you try something else. Has that ever happened to you before where you had a client or a person that came in and it was really difficult to actually target what they were there for?
Yes, that does happen. It's very rare though.
Okay.
And there's two reasons for that. First of all, I ask the universe to send me only people that need my vibration, that need me.
Okay.
The second thing is a person may not understand completely what's going on for whatever the reason. I consider myself very good at explaining XYZ issues.
Okay.
Sometimes people are a little too left linear with their mind and they're very analytical. This kind of work is not analytical. You have to turn your mind off and you have to start to feel. For a person in that category, this will be very difficult for them to accept.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your questions. Very grateful for them. I want to thank everyone today. I want to thank all of buddy. We have LYT, which stands for Love Your Oh, see, I did it again. LYT. It's called LEIGH. LEIGH, Love Your Transformation. I want to thank everyone from LEIGH, which is Joyce Rockwood and Cindy Suarez. Thank you very much. And then Bobby Aduna, who does floral acupuncture. I want to thank both of them for being here. Please, yes, give it up. Go ahead. Thank you. We're very grateful that you all could be here today. And as a little thank you, everyone is going home with LEIGH gift certificates given to them as a gift. Everyone's going to go home with that, so congratulations. We're all going to get that from you. So, also, 3 of you are going to go home with special flower essences provided by Bobby. So pull out your numbers, and I'm going to draw the numbers. So the first number is 9, which is a 09. The second one is 16, and the third one is 19. So congratulations. Congratulations, you 3. Yes. Congratulations. So we're going to give those to you at the end of the show. Thank you so much for getting those. And I want to thank you again very, very much for being here. And we're going to take a break. We'll be right back after these messages. Woo, congratulations.
Welcome to the pregame, everyone. This is our first episode. This is a very important talk show where we answer important questions like...
Do I look fat, and where did I put my drink?
Well, right. My name is Austin Helms. With me, as always, is Alexander X. And also...
Who are you again?
Lola Cabana.
Oh, Lola Cabana.
The season finale of season 1. It's just been an unbelievable time. I get it now. I was just commenting on that I couldn't figure out my truth of the day, and I figured it out. For me, what I wanted to share was absolute passion is the highest form of consciousness. And now I understand why that I picked that as my truth of the day, because I am in the highest state of creativity, of passion, of being whenever I am doing what I feel called to do, which is this show. I want to share with you. I want to continue to share with you. I want you to be a part of this. I want to make this interactive. I want to go beyond what it is right now. This is just the beginning. I'm so honored you stayed with me for this long. 11 episodes. Season 2 is next, and it's gonna be huge. So thank you so much for supporting us. I want to tell you a little bit more about these guests. LYTNYC.com. You can find out all of their information at LEIGH's website. You can go and check out their food combining chart in the resources area. Also, for Bobby Aduna's information, you can go to bobbyaduna.com. And for this show, obviously you can check us out where you are right now, egarage.tv. You can download the episode. Please go to absoluteLEIGH.tv.com and find out where you can Twitter, Facebook, or email us. We're always wanting to hear from you. Thank you very much for being with us. So honored, and I'll see you next season. Take care. Right? If I can just tap.
Ladies and gentlemen, please enjoy the first episode of Adopted Behavior.
So you're not actually siblings?
No, we're actually actors hired to play a reality family.
I was on one of the first reality shows for people over 70. It was called Last to Die.
What happens when a middle-aged divorcee, an aging child star, and a trampy Greek girl all live in the same apartment, pursuing the same dream to be an actress? Find out on tonight's episode of I Hate Actors. What happens when a real stickler for the rules and a free spirit are both charged with managing the same themed restaurant? Find out in tonight's episode of Doc and Marty's Family Restaurant.
Good evening, and welcome everyone to the first ever taping of The Fog of Time. We're coming to you live from Long Island City, right underneath the 7 train. We're going to be bringing you guests from throughout time and bring them here in the studio and let them answer questions in their own words.
I ended up in jail for it, as you often do, when you're trying to completely take over a country.
I don't drink or eat blood.
Okay, well.
I bathe in blood.
You bathe in blood,
I
okay.
bathe in blood.
You bring him in, I kill him now. I'll tell you this.
I am a free spirit, as they call it, you know.
Because you capitalist pigs, you don't understand.
But I hope from watching this show, you got to see a little bit of what was underneath that. And I hope you tune in next time as we delve into more characters like that. Have a good night.
Hi, this is Megan Boyle, and I'm out here in Long Island City to show you about the new eGarage TV network. As you can see, we are located right here on 23rd Street, right by the Secret Theater. So we're going to show you how to find our space and exactly what you can use our space for. So follow me. All right, now here we are in our lobby, and as you can tell, we have a concession stand here with snacks and beer and wine and soda and water, along with restroom facilities and a great little holding area before any of our shows start. So now we're gonna go check out the theater. All right, so here we are in our sound stage, and as you can see, this space is about 20 by 40 feet, and we have an audience that seats about 50 to 60 people. So you can use this space for really just about anything. If you want to come in and do a concert, we also have a projector screen here that slides down if you want to show your independent films, or if you want to rent out this space to shoot a music video or do any kind of recording. We have a state-of-the-art sound system along with camera equipment, lights, you name it, we have it. So you can book this space for almost anything that you want to use it for. So please visit our website and check us out at www.egarage.tv.
Confirm camera 1. Confirm camera 2.
Thank you for being here for the first inaugural episode of a brand new show called Still Standing with Ray Wagner.
Drew a pentagram on the ground. I was like, oh, great Satan, take me. I will give you my soul if you stop this music.
I'm Darren Fogg, and I'm going to be the host for the show tonight and every night as we strive this journey through time and space.
First of all, you should buy a Volkswagen because I tell you to.
You ask, what is breaking through? It's a state of mind.
Good evening and welcome to Be Kinda Late Show. Okay, Jack, that's fabulous. I'm gonna get you to draw things first. Let me get my marker.
Welcome to the very first episode of Along with Claire.
Hi, bitches! Guys?
Today is the first episode of absoluteLEIGH.
Is this the hospital?
And if that means hitting them sometime, then you have to hit them.
Matthew Steele.
Because you capitalist pigs, you don't understand.
This is going to be an incredible episode.
Flying cars, there's still people who haven't figured out the escalator.
Yo, G-Money, use your words, bro.
Not supposed to answer your phone at work, George.
Sorry, bro.